Legendary Dunfermline mascot Sammy the Tammy was riding high before kick-off, but you know what pride cometh before. And talking of going over the bar, Pr's goalkeeper Marco Rutenbeck did well to touch this Craig Russell header in that direction. 2 minutes later at the other end, Barry Nicholson came close to notching his first goal for Dunfermline after a wonderful run by Stevie Crawford. But somehow Mohamed Silla materialised in the line to sweep the ball away. Coming up, another close call at the other end. It seemed Saints had made a hash of this free kick, but then again, the move which led to Darren Dodd's header might have been one they prepared earlier. And so to the most controversial moment of the match. 47 minutes on the clock and Stevie Crawford breaks clear. Dunfermline claim Jim Weir pulled him back, but referee David Summers rules no penalty. However, the assistant referee sees it differently and persuades Summers to change his mind. He says Crawford was pulled back. The St Johnstone players furious, and Crawford takes a penalty kick himself. 1-0 Dunfermline, and it's a fine penalty. 5 minutes into the second half and the same area of the pitch sees the same kind of action. This time a penalty for St Johnstone, but much less controversial. Michael Dosberg brings down John Paul McBride. Graham Jones fancies himself with a spot kick, and rightly so. That's 1-1, and another good spot kick. There was more drama when McBride was sent off for a second yellow card in the last minute, but it was clear that Sandy Clark was a very angry manager.
Motherwell went into last night's game against Dunfermline with just 1 point from 3 games, but they could have taken the lead after 13 minutes had Martin Corrigan managed to keep his shot on target. Dunfermline too though were in an attacking mood, and David Moss came close with this header after 21 minutes. The Steelmen's best chance of the game came shortly before the break. Greg Strong's powerful header came back off the bar, and Lee McCulloch's effort was cleared from the line. Finally in the 55th minute, Dunfermline broke the deadlock. Ian Ferguson chose route 1 as he lofted in a deep cross, and when it eventually came down, David Moss was there to nod it into the net. The former Falkirk man doing well to beat 2 defenders and put the Pars in front.
Ian Ferguson. It's a good ball in from Barry Nicholson, just beyond Moss. Matai. Dutchman against Dutchman. Matai, and that's a good ball in, and it's the equaliser. And it's the teenager Stephen Boyle who got a touch to it. And Stefan Klos couldn't keep it out. The moment seemed to have passed for Dunfermline. Matai did well to get away from Rickson, squeeze the ball into the box, and 19-year-old Stephen Boyle will well remember this day. In from the start against the champions, and it's he who's headed in the equaliser. 1-1.
You would be forgiven if at first glance you thought you were watching Aberdeen against Hibs. Dunfermline in red, Dundee United in green. Football's a strip show these days. McConaughey, meanwhile, was finding out that Rutenbeck wasn't off colour. At the other end, the Pars decided it was time to test Combe, and it produced a brush with danger. It's a fine shot by Jason Dare. And as the first half progressed, we even had what can best be described as a good old-fashioned scramble in the box. Two minutes before half-time, Dunfermline scored a delightful goal. If you're a student of the passing game, then this will bring a glow of satisfaction. It had everything: touch, movement, and half a dozen passes which dismantled United. And a little bit of something special to finish it all off. 1-0 the Pars, and take a bow Stevie Crawford. Memo to every club in the SPL, this is the kind of football we want to see, and what a finish by Crawford. This will do nicely. Into the second half, and Dunfermline at times, befitting the new strip, looked red hot. This passing game was catching on, and they even added a little bit of showboating into the repertoire, courtesy of Michael Dosberg. And Stevie Crawford thought he had done enough with the shot, but it didn't squirm over the line. Jimmy Calderwood was sure United had been caught with their pants down.
All over Motherwell last night after beating them in the SPL last month. Goals from Scott Thompson and David Moss earned them a cup win too.
Dunfermline were still basking in the glow of their fine performance against Celtic on Monday, and they showed it in the opening 15 minutes. The cross from Lee Bullen, the header from Stevie Crawford, the save from Nick Colgan. But like Monday, the Pars were victims of another controversial penalty award. John O'Neill's cross was meant for Miksu Patalainen. Andreas Skerla said referee George Clyde pushed him from the back. Oh no, he didn't, said the Dunfermline players and fans. The pantomime season has come early this year. The East End Park crowd were insistent that the Finn took a dive, of which Eric the Eel would be proud. But unlike the Olympian, Hibs came up with gold. Russell Latipe with the penalty. Dunfermline 0, Hibs 1. The little man is an artist at stroking the ball away from 12 yards. Hibs should have been 2 up on the threshold of half-time. Latipe released Patalainen in a perfectly timed run, but Marco Rutenbeck read the script. Michael Dosberg did the final sweeping up job. Just 2 minutes into the second half, and Dunfermline were in level terms. Ulrich Larsson was on a suicide mission at his own corner flag, and Barry Nicholson was delighted to help him on his way. He mugged him of the ball, delivered the delightful cross, and the unmarked David Moss did the business with the head. Lawson was just back after a month out, and he was caught sleeping. Nicholson and Moss were in the wide awake club.
Dunfermline brought on Jason Dare for Junior Mendes, and he changed the pattern of the game and upset the Paisley pattern with a fine strike. Dunfermline back in the game with more than half an hour remaining.
Hampshire, the substitute, laid up well to Graham. That's good play. Nicholson excellently to McGrotty, and it's off. It's in. Right across to David Moss, and by far the most cohesive move in the game by either side. Dunfermline eventually stringing the passes together, and that wasn't the easiest ball to take, and even that huge 6'6" goalkeeper stretched to the limit. Couldn't keep